Hi folks, this would be my second video, and in this video I'll be speaking about a largely Karnataka-centric problem. But what you need to understand is when you look at the broader image of what happened in Karnataka, you'll be able to appreciate how this is not an issue which is limited only to the state of Karnataka, but is actually a national problem. The issue that I'm basically speaking about is how the state of Karnataka, through its government, or the lack of government, tried to address the flood issue and the subsequent drought issue which is plaguing the state at this point in time. Now, as all of you must be aware, and as there has been national media coverage, Karnataka went through a major flood scenario. More than half of the districts in the state of Karnataka were affected severely by these floods. This floods also happened at a time when there was political treachery and transition that the state was undergoing. But what is very significant to note at this point in time is how the central government gave a stepmotherly treatment to the people of Karnataka. Let me take you through an incident that happened. Now, the individual I'm talking about is late Chandregowda. Now, Mr. Chandregowda is a farmer from Chikmagalur district. He has a 1 acre plot on which he cultivates paddy and coffee. So Chandregowda had taken a lot of loans, and because of the flood situation that happened and subsequent landslides which happened in Chikmagalur, he basically lost his entire plantation. He waited, and he continued to wait. Shri Yediyurappa, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, made immense promises going into lakhs of crores of rupees in terms of resettlement benefits, in terms of compensation to be given to people who lost their agricultural benefits, to people who lost their land, their property. But what came? Nothing. Now, if you look at the estimates, you get contrasting views in terms of the estimates. If you look at what Shri Krishna Bairegowda, Honorable MLA and former Minister of Karnataka State, said, the Indian National Congress estimates the losses to be somewhere around 1 lakh crores. Now, this is not a random figure that we have arrived at, but these are figures we have arrived at from our district level units in all the affected regions. But what estimates did the state government come up with? Initially, they came up with estimates in partial excess of 38,000 crores. The central government then said, you know what, we'll not cover schools and hospitals because that doesn't come within the mandate of the NDRF. So just bring it down to a little over 35,000 crores. Alright, the estimates were brought down drastically from 38,000 crore to 35,000 crore, which ideally is not even one-third of the actual losses that the state and its people incurred. You gave the estimates of 35,000 crores, you waited for a month, you waited for 2 months. The centre did not bother to respond. And whenever the ministers in Karnataka were asked why the centre is not responding, you have a BJP government in the state, you have a BJP government in the centre-state relations must be flourishing at the best. The answer is very simple. Modi ji is in the US. Why is Modi ji in the US? Because he wanted to have a Howdy Modi show there. And that show costed Chandregowda ji his life. He waited for compensation, the compensation never arrived. And he didn't have any other option but to give his own life because of the embarrassment he had to face from the loan sharks. Ladies and gentlemen, these floods displaced 2.1 lakh people, destroyed approximately 1 lakh houses, and 7.5 lakh hectares of agricultural land was submerged, which basically rendered all the crops in these 7.5 hectares of land useless. As a result of which, on all these 3 parameters and the loss of life that happened as a result of it, the estimated damages was placed at 35,000 crores per the calculations that I've already told you. Out of these 35,000 crores, how much did the centre even give us? A meager 1,200 crores. That 1,200 crores was not enough for anything. Why did the central government have such kind of an attitude? When Modi ji is saying that India is progressing, it is one of the largest economies, that our economy is doing extremely well, what could be the possible reason why you would reduce necessary aid at such critical points in time? Let me just quote another example here. In 2009, when the state of Karnataka went through a flood, and when the state government said that the estimated damages were 7,400 crores. Now you need to understand, in 2009, the UPA was in power at the center under the leadership of Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, who was our Prime Minister. And at the state, we have the BJP government under the leadership of Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa as the Chief Minister. The estimates were placed at 7,400 crores, and the central government, without a blink of an eye, sanctioned 1,500 crores. That is real governance, where you understand the seriousness of issues and you cater to those issues immediately. The Bharatiya Janata Party talks about being an extremely democratic party which allows dissent within its ranks. If it did allow dissent within its ranks, I have one very simple question. There were multiple leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party who were honest enough during this time of crisis. They came out openly. They spoke about how the government was not doing enough to give flood relief and how they were being questioned by their constituents. And what did the Bharatiya Janata Party do about it? Sent them show cause notice? Said we'll take disciplinary action for questioning the party? It just looks like the pseudo-democracy that is within the Bharatiya Janata Party is being tried and spread across this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the government that you want to be a representative of your dreams? Is this the government that you want that does not understand humanity but is busy in spreading political propaganda? Is this the kind of government that you want which basically thinks going out of the country, catering to the Indian diaspora, is far more important than helping you who is in need of the help? You cannot keep your political agendas ahead of your humanity. For you to have a sense of humanity while you're governing. Such political propagandist idea that the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to spew by withholding money is going to cost them. And I really hope the people of Karnataka will teach this autocratic government the lesson that it deserves to learn for playing with their lives, for playing with their emotions, and for playing with humanity. So ladies and gentlemen, think and vote, but make sure that you vote responsibly.